Young Cruiser King better add extra on the.
I go extra to be great. I go extra for the fam. I go extra for.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Hurts fumbles it, and it's Washington that scoops it up. There he goes left side, past the 20. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return? Everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home.
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Nwangu now from his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He finds his target, Allen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Throwing is Hurts. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 36 yards on the play.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Cook now off the read option. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half. And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Hurts fumbles it. And it's Washington that scoops it up. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. 20. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. And how about the big boy showing off the wheels?
Let's face it, anybody who watches a game, even if it goes against your team, when there's a big man with the football, everyone locks in.
All eyes.
Everyone locks in, and they're rumbling. You can feel it all the way to the upper reaches of the stands.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Howell from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Howell, third and goal. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Third and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Sly able to put this one through. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on fourth and goal anyway, but the sack on third down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing. He's got a man, complete! And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air. The last run got 6, now second and 4. Running off tackle with Cook. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Hurts. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Keenan Allen, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are back within a score. Extra point safely through. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Slot man moves right. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Powell. Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him. (10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Commanders 10, Vikings 7.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2nd down. Howell back to pass. And a dump off here to Robinson. Only able to gain a couple there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From Viking territory now, they'll come on 1st and 10 at the 46. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up second down.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Off play action. It's Howell. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On the counter, this is Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year
as his guys are able to extend their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
And that flag accepted.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, strike.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And that's knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And I think the ball's out. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punch coming in, I don't have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away. Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route, and he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Smith catches left side. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ready?
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score. The extra point up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Commanders 17, Vikings 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Faking the handoff, Howell. He's going to let this one go deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. A give left side to Robinson. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left
left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down. Tressway on fourth down is sent out to punt. This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll drop to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Fielded at the 43. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Room here to run. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 33 yards that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Robinson up the middle. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd down. Howell now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts setting up the screen for Cook.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Pollard to return from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around and outstanding.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the 22,
Powell. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Powell, he'll look to throw it.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down. Powell.
That's to his running back, complete.
And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Robinson.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Robinson. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? And Howe will throw it. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with touchdown number 3 here in this game, and 17 now on the year. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. The 30. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 60 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They go play action with Hurts. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Keenan Allen. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings get a bit closer. Extra point up and through. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Robinson on a give right side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 55 rushing yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Cook now off the read option. And here he'll get it down to the 7. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Hurts. And he wisely will throw that one away. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing is Hurts. His throw caught right around the 6. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's getting upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escape, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. He'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. This is intercepted. Powers through him. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
On 1st down, Howell. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Vikings are right back in this football game.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
That throw into the arms of Allen. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll... Get down in just a couple.
8 yards. Pickup brings up 2nd and 2. The 23-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. Going back to Allen. He's got him again. Finding space at the 40. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. Back to throw. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now back to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Going deep here for Watkins. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
Now they go play action with Howell.
It's complete to Brown, right side.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
This pass complete to McLaurin going across the middle.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
13 yards there and a Washington first. Howell throwing on first down here.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown.
Brian Robinson Jr.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. Touchdown, Vikings!
Dalvin Cook.
73 yards.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
On third down, Robinson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as